Hello and welcome to another video. This one is an opinion video, so I usually don't like to do these because I don't know. There's rumblings in the comments. But I get asked about this a lot, so I figured I would put it into a video. And the question that I'm going to answer is, should I type annotate all of my Python? And my initial response to that is yes, types are great, types everywhere. But I actually myself don't type everything, and I'm going to show you the main things that I don't type and why I don't type them. So let's jump into that. Okay, so we're just going to look at one of my projects. They're actually basically all set up the same. So you can just look at pre-commits. Permission denied. Oh, right. This tab is broken from the previous video. Ignore that. Pre-commit. Nope. I'll just reclone it then. Pre-commit / pre-commit. Okay, anyway, sorry about that. So we'll basically look at how one of my projects is set up. And I basically enforce types on all of my files. And I do that with a MyPy setting. I don't want to scroll down too far to spoil the rest of the video. But I basically use this, disallow incomplete defs and disallow untyped defs. I use these settings to make sure that all of my code is type annotated. But I exclude two parts of things, the testing module and the tests module. So the testing module is what I use conventionally to store code that's only used under test, but isn't part of the actual distributable thing. So things like test fixtures or assertion helpers or that sort of stuff. It's kind of the gray area between the actual code and the test code. But you'll notice that I don't type annotate my tests. And the reason that I do this is I find that it's not terribly useful to type annotate tests because they're going to fail anyway if they're using invalid typing. Like if you're accessing the wrong attribute, or calling the wrong thing, or calling it incorrectly, your test should fail already due to some type errors that you would get when you run the tests. Now, I can see that there would be some value to this, like you would get better tab completion in your IDE if you used typing in tests, and you would get, you would potentially find the test failure sooner, like your IDE could give you little red squiggles if you did something wrong. But I don't know, the trade-off there is not worth it to me, because adding typed stuff is, can be pretty tedious. Having to do temp path, pathlib, temp path, pathlib, and like adding all the imports for that can be kind of annoying. And so I don't bother typing tests. But I do check the types in tests, and I do that using this setting here, which is check untyped defs. So what this will do is MyPy will still do some basic analysis of the test methods. It'll run its basic test type inference, and it'll check some basic things. So like if you have literals that get passed into functions, it'll know whether those are correct type or not. And so you can still catch some type errors with this earlier on. But I don't do full type coverage in tests because I don't find it useful. Occasionally I will type some helpers in the testing module because I find that can be a little bit helpful. And sometimes I will actually write tests for my testing helpers so that I know that the assertion helpers are working correctly. And like in that case, types can be a little bit helpful. But I don't require them, so that's why I don't set this setting. So I can opt into it. I can opt into typing on a function by function basis, but I don't do it. But anyway, there's my opinion about whether you should type everything. And so the answer is yes, but not tests. At least that's my thoughts. Anyway, hopefully this was interesting. If there are additional things you would like me to explain, leave a comment below or reach out to me on the various platforms. But thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.